this.
The angles.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shot.
Wing ball, 1 ball, 6 ball, 4 ball,
Every
eyes
ball.
on the 2.
Wow.
In the booth. I'm pretty excited for this match. I've never seen Jason play. Have you had a chance to see Jason play yet?
I've played Jason Kochenour several times in PA. He's from Pennsylvania. And so is Brian Jones. And Kochenour will win the lag, so he'll be breaking first. So Jason, very good player. We've had some battles back and forth. There was a few times there during the Maryland State events that we called each other in the first round every single time.
Oh, yeah?
And one of my most memorable matches against Jason Kochenour is we played at the one of the PA state titles, and we were playing 9-ball on the spot, and I broke the 9-ball rack and made 6 balls on the break, and I couldn't see a shot to get out.
Well, speaking of making balls on the break, he throws the cue ball in the side pocket here.
Yeah, he's obviously got to. The break is going to be very important for all of these guys, especially if they're going to go all the way and grab the title. So throughout the day and tomorrow, they're going to have to dial in their break. So Brian, I kind of made a joke about him being the ring game specialist earlier, but he is not afraid to ride the 9. So he looked at it first to see if it would go, and elected not to play it. But if it's remotely close, we can look forward to him taking a shot at it.
Well, it's worked out pretty good for him. It was pretty risky the way it unfolded, but turned out great.
Looks like he's almost straight in. Yep, he was. And he's making quick work at it, so I just want to make sure he gets off the rail and gets over towards the middle. Oh, spoke too soon.
Well, ball in hand was gifted to him, and now Jason is returned with a good
This is what
gift.
we see, Josh, a lot with some players that shoot a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's one thing to find your stroke and to get into that rhythm.
Watch out. Here we go. He
Wow.
didn't want the gift. He just didn't want it.
Yeah, it's 2 back-to-back mistakes by each player.
Now, what I'm noticing is most of the positions that are missed so far on the TV table have been over-rolled positions.
Yeah.
And so it's just something to keep an eye on as we go throughout the day. And, humidity always changes as you have, the entire room packed wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder, and everybody breathing. And, I mean, it even looked like it might rain outside earlier today. It was all cloudy. So curious to see if the table conditions change noticeably throughout the day. Brian sighs just a little bit because he left himself a little bit of a stretcher. He just swapped to left-handed here. He was drilling these in warm-up, so didn't really see that being a problem at all. So Brian's going to take the first rack. After a lot of back and forth there, ball in hand off the break, and then the missed 5 ball in the corner, and then ball in hand again. going back to Brian. So,
And we've been here enough times, Josh, that one of the things that we've noticed over time is that these tables, while the pockets are very large, I mean, let's call it like it is, they are buckets. The table does move very fast, especially the TV table here.
yeah, they're making the ball most of the time. Just rolling too far.
One of the good things, though, is they've upgraded the light here on the TV table to the light system light. So it's a trial run for them. And it really has helped out because there's very little shadows here.
Table 6. Please pick up your score sheet and start your match.
So we get a ball down on the break here. Looks like the 5 ball.
He's got the orange ball, 5 ball down.
Are you playing the combo here or are you banking this? Looks like he's going for the carom.
Yeah. I don't think I like that shot unless he can get out. And he did.
Yeah, I saw him throwing some top on that. So this he's got a little back cut here.
Yeah, the good thing, though, is if he wants, he can back cut this 2 ball all the way up in the corner and just draw his cue ball over to the rail so he has position on the 3.
Hit it perfect.
So now it's pretty elementary. Just play a little stop shot here on the 6.
Look, he slowed down a little bit, took his time here.
Yeah, and that's important too, and that's what I was alluding to earlier. You know, some of these players are just shooting fast versus getting in stroke. What we've seen from some of the top level pros is they've slowed down their their swing a little bit, and have that slight pause, and it's proven to be effective. So he does need to slow down a little bit. But
yeah, there's seems to be a pretty key difference. It's a fine line, though, but there is a difference between playing fast and loose and rushing. And we've seen several rush shots that have cost people the rack today already, even just a couple matches in.
But he did make short work of that rack, and he leads 2-0 over Kochenour. So alternating breaks format. Kochenour to break here. Oh, and he blows the cue ball right off the table.
That's 2 scratches in a row on the break for Jason here.
And look at this 2-9. Doesn't set up.
He was talking
nice.
to it. He was telling that 2 ball to slow down, and it just didn't listen. I wonder if that 2 slides by the 9 or if he's going to. That 2 does not go by the 9, so we might be seeing the 9 ball get some early movement.
I mean, if he really gets the right angle, he could play into the 9 and try to make it.
The angle that's there, he could. Oh wow, he might be swinging at the 9 now.
No way.
I think he's taking a 2-way shot here.
He was trying it.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
He went for the 2-way.
What did I tell you?
9 ball moving.
We'll save that replay, and we'll show you that one again.
Table 7. Derek Dea, Brandon Shuff.
He'll appreciate being able to
Start your match.
cheese that 9 ball in.
Steve Fleming, table 13. Kevin King, Steve Fleming, table 13.
I mean, hey, it's not like Jason wasn't warned going into it that was going to be a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It got called out during the players' auction. It was pretty funny.
Well, and these guys have come from around the same area, so this is not the first time that they've played each other.
So the early 9 ball is going to give Brian a very quick 3-rack lead here and breaking. He's in a pretty good position here, alternating break, rack your own format.
Big break there by Brian Jones. And he puts him right on the back side of the 7. What a safety there. So he's got Kochenour right up against the 7 ball here. So he's trying to find an angle here. He's going to try to go 2 rails and clip the 2.
Cue ball hopped up a little bit. He didn't. He got the angle, but he didn't level his cue out.
Yeah, and it's interesting, Josh, because every time you're that close to the rail, and because of the way he was cueing on top, the cue ball is naturally going to hop off the rail. So it's very tough to control the angle and the speed from that point. So he was in a tough position based off where the ball was at anyways. So
it's good speed here. See Brian switch left-handed here. Looking pretty comfortable, shooting ambidextrous.
yeah, and everything's laid out real nice here for him, Josh.
Yeah, this is looking good. He might be up to a quick 4-0 lead here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do much here with the 6 ball. He can just he can slow roll this up if he wants. He hit a little firm, but he can just slide draw this down to the rail now. He just hit high, had a nice angle, good shot. So not much to do here, Josh. 8 ball in the corner, a little stop if he wants.
Well, he was shooting just like this during warm-up.
He typically does play fast. I've played Brian. I don't think Brian and I have. We played one time in a match before. Lots of ring games we've played together, and he does play fast pace. So of course Kochenour is going to have to dial in the break here. Really pay attention to the mistakes if he wants to get back in this match.
Yeah, he sure dug himself a pretty deep hole very fast.
Brian Jones, of course, over halfway there so far. Ball down on a break for Kochenour.
3 balls down there on the bottom short rail. It's going to be the only ball that the position's going to be tight with, I should say.
Yeah, he's got to be.
He's got to decide how he wants to get to this 2 ball here.
I think you just draw it back and try to play the 2 on the side.
That's exactly what he did. He hit the outside of that pocket a little bit.
But now he's going to have to draw back here off the rail. Perfect.
Maurice King, Chris Wilburn, table 9. Maurice King, Chris Wilburn, table 9.
Kochenour is starting to settle back in here now. After the big lead by Brian Jones. So he's got an angle here on the 7. He needs to come in line and good on the 8 ball.
Side pocket.
Yeah, he's flirting with it, but he gets there.
It's a good stroke there.
Yeah, nice solid stroke. He needed this rack, Josh, to get his confidence back up after those few mistakes early on. So he'll get on the board here. Brian Jones still leads 4-1 over Jason Kochenour.
Yeah, he's going to need some favors to get himself a fighting chance here. Down 3 racks and alternating break, and the way Brian is playing, he is not going to make it easy on Jason. One ball barely missed the side pocket there. So Jason has a chance to steal one. Opening shot is not an easy one here. Cue ball frozen on, or almost frozen on the rail there. And a funny angle on the one ball here. So you can see his options are pretty tough here.
Sends it up.
Yeah, he was aiming for the cluster of balls there, the 2, 8, 4, to be some blockers, and he just put a little bit too much heat on that one ball, blasted right through there, didn't contact anything. Yeah. He might have been able to get a roll if he ran into one of those. Looks like this is gonna turn out okay.
Yeah, good thing you didn't make the ball, Josh, because you'd have been stuck there behind the 4. A lot of work here.
Scratch him.
Scratch there by Brian Jones.
So this is one of the few favors that Jason's going to need from Brian to stay in this match here. So he's getting his opportunities. He might get some love from the 4 ball here. It looks like there's just the edge of that 4 blocking the 3 ball here, but these pockets are playing big. He might be able to ride the rail. Oh, I was just kidding. He got right around that ball. He hit the other side of the pocket.
Yeah, went right in. So good shot there by Brian. He's just got to slide over here for the 5. So he's got the orange 5 there, 6, green 6 on the other side.
He's got a good angle.
Yeah, just got a good angle. He doesn't have to go back with this. He needs to go forward here. So a little touch of inside and come up 2, maybe 3 rails. He's got to be careful.
Watch out. Yeah, he stroked the fire out of that ball.
Wow.
Gets fortunate. Gets fortunate. Like we said, all the positional mistakes have been over-rolling, so you saw Brian put too much power on that 1 ball earlier.
Look at this, Josh. He nudges the 9, and now he's got a very tough shot here on the 7 ball.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the bank is optional or is open, so he's going to have to run this up table or bank for the corner.
He plays safe, tries to get him under the 9.
Not a bad decision there.
It looks like both balls are going to leak out just a little bit. Oh, you can see the whole 7.
The banks might be open. Just going to leave him tough, but he didn't safe him. If he makes a 7 ball, the 8 ball is just right there for the side pocket too, so all he has to do is not do something catastrophic. He's good.
actually a poor executed save, but
Steve Johnson, Brett Stottlemyre, table 14. Steve Johnson, Brett Stottlemyre,
And Brian's
table
going to leave
14.
Jason a
Please pick up your score sheets and
decent
start your
opportunity here.
match.
He's got a
Thank
back
you.
cut on the 7. Run this ball up table here. Rubs the rail just a little bit, but she's going to fall down with no problem.
yeah, it was a very good shot there by Brian.
You can just let this ball roll forward a couple inches, just like that. Good deal. So
Kochenour,
Jason,
yeah, gets back in it, doesn't he?
yeah, he's trying.
He needed that.
I mean, we're about to see the critical part of whether or not he's going to be able to stay in this match. I mean, there's no question. If the break does not start working for him, he is fighting a very tall uphill battle. So far, his breaks have not gone his favor at all. We have 2 scratches and a dry break.
Yeah, at least he's actually fortunate to be in this match still, only down by 2. So if he can get a good break here and put something together, he'll be in striking distance.
One ball on the side.
Yep.
Will he see the 2 ball? The 3 and the 8. Say no bueno.
Yeah, just
Cue ball still spinning. Look at it go.
yeah, he's not really controlling the cue ball, Josh, on his break, and you can tell he's got a lot of spin on it. He's not trying to squat it, so when that happens, you know, sometimes you're not gonna get a look on the next shot. Here, he could push if he wants, and that's what he might do. He's just gonna put the 9 right in the hole.
That's not a bad call, knowing that that's going to be part of Brian's tactic there.
But now he looks like he's gonna have a little bit of a lane there for the 2 ball. But he'll have some difficulty getting back to the 3. He doesn't like it. He knows it's going to be tough, so he's going to go ahead and give the push back to Kochenour. So now he'll be forced to deal with the shot. Out of some of the pros that we have here today, we have Matt Crawl playing. Brandon Schuff, who was here earlier on the stream. Sean Wilkie, local boy here from Havre de Grace, Maryland. He's playing today. And we have lots of top level amateurs here as well.
Look at this shot. How'd he hit it?
Oh, he hit it good.
Man.
Gets perfect position, and this is exactly what he needed, Josh. So he's got good shape here on the 3, but now he's just got to find a pocket here for the 4.
He might be able to like stun draw or just 1 rail out around the 4 here. Looks like he's going to go around it. Yep.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Whoa, you don't want to get stuck behind this 8 ball, Josh.
Oh, man.
Oh, he just hit it so hard.
And there
Just
it is
another
again.
thing
Just
going
an
wrong.
overroll. The overroll.
So he's going to be going to the air here.
And there's so much potential for a scratch there if he tries to make it when he jumps. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, clips the 4. Not an easy shot here for Brian.
With where the 5 lays, if he wants to cut this in, I mean, he's got room for the table to run around. And things are looking good.
Cuts it in. Comes all the way back up table for the 5 and makes a good shot. Rolls down for the 6. He's got this
Brad
green
Grasso, Curtis
6.
Branker, table 3. Brad Grasso, Curtis Branker,
Rolls up,
table
leaves
3.
himself a slight angle
Please
there
pick
for
up
the
your score
7.
sheets and start your match. Thank you.
Which is what he needs just to get down for the 8.
And I like the way he left this.
Yeah, nice angle here to come right down into the 9 ball. Just over rolls position again, so the speed is coming into play here early at the Maryland State.
Now, I wonder if it is that the table surface itself is playing fast, or if it's that the rails are a little bit more springy, and so they're getting more bounce off the rail than what they're anticipating.
Yeah, I think with these gold crowns, I think what we're seeing is a little bit of both there, Josh. I think the rails are a little springy, and the table is playing a little fast. But Brian is able to cut the 9 ball in, so he'll lead 5-2 now over Jason. So slipping away here for Kochenour. If he's going to make his move, this is the time to do it. Another big break by Brian. Going to come up dry barely. 1 ball hanging in the pocket. Buddy Chip Klein. Chip Klein is in the house. He moves on over Matt Radin 7-4.
Put a good stroke on that ball. Almost gets by the 8.
Yeah.
Got a carom on the 7. You might be able to play here.
Yeah. I think you got to play safe here, though. He was trying to get the cue ball under the 6 and just...
Yeah, he left that side pocket open, and you got the 4 ball up table there. It's hard to see the angle, but he can probably just force follow this through.
So Chip Klein playing back in the tournament. There's been some discussion about Chip on the old interwebs. Chip has trained several professional players like Karen Core, and he's currently working with James Aranis, and he is what I consider to be one of the most prolific scientists of the game.
Really?
He knows so much about the physics of the game. It would make you really question everything that you ever thought you were doing. And it works too, so.
Ooh.
Wow, Jason's not going to get it done like that.
There was a little bit of body movement there. He was standing right in front of where we're sitting, and I saw his whole body move before contact.
Scott Haas moves on. If anybody's rooting on Scott Haas, he won his match 7-2.
Okay, on table 12, Josh Setterfield. JT, table 12.
So Josh is going to get called away for his match. So good luck to you there, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Get up and stretch the legs a little bit. Looks like Brian's probably going to be making it to the hill. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to leave you with my partner Jake Lawson in the booth, and I will be back shortly.
So Brian Jones will extend his lead to 6-2. ball down. So Kochenour here with a thin cut shot on the 1, and it just hangs up on him. Brian Jones makes the 1, draws back. He's see him just pointing at the table to hold up on the 2 ball. Doesn't get all the way down there for the 4. Not much he could do there. Leaves a little window there for Kochenour. So 4 ball down. High ball slides up here for the 6. Now it just depends on what he fancies here. Obviously, ideally, he'd like to be above the 7. He's got to be careful of the... Oh, and he just miscues. Huge, huge mistake by Kochenour. I think he should have just rolled the 6 to the rail. And now Brian is able to get the perfect angle to get up for the 7. This looks like to be the nail in the coffin. This will be for the win.